Hey, what's up, guys? This is the Better Editor coming at you guys with the Monday Night Raw YouTube video covering this. And I will say, before we get started, overall as an episode, this one was pretty good. I did enjoy this one. I got to see my boy CM Punk like 3 different times. So I am a little biased there because Punk's my favorite wrestler. And seeing your favorite wrestler 3 times in one night is obviously going to make you lean more towards you liking the show. But as a whole, I will say I was happy with the outcomes of this. Punk did lose tonight, but I didn't want him to win, and I'll explain that later. So the show opens up with, like Mussolini, we had Mr. CM Punk come out there with, well, actually not with Sami Zayn, but he come out there, he delivers his promo and stuff, talks about going to Money in the Bank potentially, talks about Jey Uso, and then the icing on the cake right here, I loved it, he talked about John Cena. I know it's just him talking about it, so my hopes, my hopes are going up a little bit that we might have this Cena Punk thing. But yeah, he says he sold out to a broad fard. What am I about to say? A bald fraud. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, he cuts the promo. Sami Zayn ends up coming out whenever he gets done. They discuss, and Sami's telling him, like, you need to win tonight. I want you to win tonight. This, that, and the third. Things transpire later on that correlate to this, so I'm going to go ahead and move on. Very short segment in the backstage area with Roxanne Perez, Raquel Rodriguez, Liv Morgan in the backstage area. Basically just Liv talking shit to Roxanne Perez. That's really all there was to that. There was a triple threat qualifying match to go to Money in the Bank for the women here, which was Stephanie Vaquer, if I'm saying that correct, and that is one of the few women that I actually knew from NXT before she got on the main roster. I did not know who Julia was. I had heard the name Roxanne Perez before, but I didn't even know what she looked like. But Stephanie, I've seen her everywhere. Amazing moveset, great in the ring. I can't look at her for too long or else I'll start feeling things. But it was also Liv Morgan and Ivy Nile in that. So it was Stephanie, Liv, and Ivy in a triple threat match. This match was pretty damn good all the way to the end. It went on a little bit longer than I thought it would have, but it was still good though. I'm going to interject right here before we go any further. This is me from the future editing this video. I forgot to mention something super important. The crowd chanted at least 5 or 6 times, "We want truth," or "What's up?" like R-Truth related things. And the commentators paid zero mind to it at all, acted like it didn't happen. It was kind of like the CM Punk chants used to be. Let's hope that it doesn't turn into that, and this is a work for the R-Truth thing. Let's hope he's not actually going to be gone, but we'll see in the future, I guess. But yeah, the crowd is definitely letting them know, hey, we're not happy with this R-Truth release. You guys need to get your shit together. But yeah, just wanted to point that out, just in case you didn't notice, which I'm sure you did. And Stephanie ends up picking up the win. I did not know for a fact if that was going to happen, because we've already had 2 NXT girls make their way to the Money in the Bank match. So are we going to have a third? And yes, we do. The match is, half of it is NXT women. Will one of the NXT girls win? Who knows? Regardless, moving on to the next thing. Paul Heyman and AJ Styles share some words in the backstage area. This was a decent little segment, I reckon, here. Don't know if anything's gonna come of this. I don't know if AJ is gonna be involved anymore with this or not. We'll see. And then Sheamus also talked in the backstage area whenever Tozawa was out there, and talking about basically how he wants Rusev, which that's going to be a good match. I can't wait for Sheamus and Rusev. I don't know when that's going to happen. I don't know if that's going to be probably not at Money in the Bank. They're going to have to build that up a little bit. So probably, I don't know, whatever is after Money in the Bank, maybe. I think that's Night of Champions. We had a tag match between Judgment Day and the War Raiders. I'm so tired of both of these guys, the War Raiders and the Judgment Day. Both of those teams are boring. Snooze fest, these guys are. Judgment Day used to be interesting, okay? Now Carlito's gone. Now, even when Carlito was there, it was boring. Now getting him out of the equation, it's unwatchable. Finn just needs to finally turn on Dom and just put that Judgment Day shit to rest. Just get rid of it. But that's my opinion on that. We're going to move on here. A little backstage segment with Kofi and Xavier Woods, The New Day, and Grayson Waller talking to him. And they're basically saying, like, hey, man, you need to cut Austin Theory off like we did Big E, which would be cool to finally see Austin Theory do his own thing and then not be with Waller anymore, because they have been a tag team for a while now. Triple H, man, he really likes just edging these betrayals. It takes forever for stuff to get moving. You got Solo and Jacob, which is finally getting somewhere. Finn and Dom, which is just going in circles at this point, and Grayson and Austin have been kind of teasing their thing for about a month now. But the other guys show up. I can't remember. I don't think I have a screenshot of this, but the American-made guys come out. Boring team for me. I do not care about them at all. They turn Chad Gable heel just for him to be a jobber and turn into a luchador. It's so stupid. We had Lyra Valkyria. Dude, I can't talk this morning. Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch doing a promo again. Decent promo. I mean, these women can actually deliver good promos here. It was the same thing that we just had last week, though, basically. Like, oh, I'm gonna win. No, oh, I'm gonna win. Fuck you. Basically, it was just the same thing. But we'll see. They're probably gonna have a good match at Money in the Bank. The one they had at, I think it was Backlash, that match was really good as well. So we'll see what happens there. I'm kind of hoping Becky goes over just to change it up, I guess. Another backstage segment, Liv Morgan talking to Finn Balor. Couldn't care less. Moving on to Sami Zayn talking to Karrion Kross. I honestly couldn't care less about this either. Karrion Kross is just a nothing. He's a nothing guy. People love him online. The internet fans love Karrion Kross. Push him. The guy doesn't even have matches. He just sits backstage and just trolls people. And he's not even good at it, in my opinion. Every time he shows up, it's just like, oh, he's just going to say some bullshit for a few minutes, and then we're going to move on to the next thing. And that's exactly what happened here. We had the triple threat, or actually, no, not a triple threat, my bad. It was a tag match between Sammy and Jay, and Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Now, this match didn't go on that long. It was an okay match, and then all of a sudden Seth Rollins, for no reason, he didn't even have to do this, comes out of nowhere looking like Batman with that giant-ass jacket on, gives Jey Uso the curb stomp for the disqualification. They beat the hell out of everybody. CM Punk comes out from the crowd, hits, I think it was Braun Breaker, or it might have been Bronson Reed, I can't remember, somebody that was leaning up against the announce table, hits him in the back with the chair, run everybody off, and then all three of them kind of stand in the ring. And then we move on to the next thing. We had a match between, Kairi Sane and Raquel Rodriguez, and Io Sky ends up coming out to save the day, and Kairi Sane picks up the win. There you go with that. We move on to the next segment, which is Jey Uso and Gunther in the locker room area, just kind of talking to each other. Interesting conversation here. I am so ready for this to be over. This whole Gunther Jey thing's been going on for a long time, and I figured after WrestleMania it'd be over, but no. If they don't get cashed in on come this Saturday, we're going to have to see Jey and Gunther again. There's going to be some bad stuff that happens in that match. There's no way that they're just going to have the match and not the briefcase carrier coming out, which for me currently right now, mark it on your calendar. Bedditor said that Seth Rollins is winning the briefcase. I could be wrong, obviously, because there's 5 other people that could, but he just makes the most sense. He's got a posse. He's got Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed out there that could just beat the hell out of everybody, and then he could just win the thing. So that's probably what's going to happen, in my opinion, but we'll see what happens whenever we get there. It's less than a week away, and I'll be making a video probably that Sunday, like that Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon, depending on the time. Then we had the main event of the night, a triple threat between CM Punk, El Grande Americano, Chad Gable, and also AJ Styles. Now, this match was pretty good. Anytime I get to see Punk wrestle, it's always a good time for me, because it's not something you get to see all the time. The guy's not the most durable person, unfortunately. And I really don't want him to wrestle too often because of that. I don't want him to get injured and then we not see him for a whole year or something, because right after he came back, that Royal Rumble got his arm, I think it was his tricep, tore right off the bone. And he was out until, he didn't really start doing stuff until SummerSlam that year. So it was like all the way until, from the wintertime to the summer, he was out of action. That's besides the point, but this match was alright. It ended in El Grande Americano picking up the win with the little, like, steel thing in his forehead, thanks to Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed interfering. Now, there is no disqualification, and wrestling is funny, okay, because everyone knows it's fake, right? Triple threats have no disqualification, and Seth Rollins and that whole group hate CM Punk. So why wouldn't they just go out there at the start of the match and just beat the shit out of CM Punk? Okay, I understand why they don't do that, because it would just be super aggravating, because every time this would happen, then that would be literally the exact thing that happens. But to come out and at the end of the match and drag CM Punk out of the ring, beat him up, Jey Uso and Sami Zayn come out to help, but the numbers game is just too much, and they end up just beating the hell out of everybody, and Seth Rollins stands tall as the winner in this whole scenario. Now, El Grande Americano winning this wasn't really my first choice. I would rather have like AJ in the match because his matches are just funner to watch. El Grande Americano is just a shitty Chad Gable. I know a lot of people do like this El Grande Americano thing, but I'm sorry. I'm not on the boat. Not on the boat with you. It's just dumb. Why not just push Chad? What? We don't need this lucha thing. I really don't know the point of this, but I didn't want CM Punk to win for this reason. And you might be like, well, you're a CM Punk fan, so why wouldn't you want him going into Money in the Bank so that he could potentially win the briefcase, which could jumpstart John Cena and CM Punk? Well, I don't want Punk cashing in on John Cena. That's the thing. I just want that to be its own homegrown feud there. Cash-ins are kind of lame to me, depending on how it happens. Because a lot of the times, the cash-in is the transitional guy, like it was with Priest. Literally the definition of a transitional champion. Disagree with me if you want, but it was just to get Gunther the title. That's literally what that was. And so that Seth could take a break for a while, because he was wrestling all the time and he was hurt. But this gives Punk the opportunity to be the troll that he was last year against Drew, and he could do that to Seth, which would be nice because we could finally maybe resolve this damn Seth Rollins thing that's been going on since 2023, and then we can finally move on to something else, which I'm thinking will be Cena. I'm hoping by SummerSlam, it'll be John Cena versus CM Punk for the championship. CM Punk probably will not win that match. I don't see why he would. I feel like Cena's going to have that title for a little while longer. When you get into territory like that, it's a little hard to predict that because that's on down the line. But yeah, that's my thoughts and my thoughts and prayers. That's my thoughts and the review and everything of the Monday Night Raw that we just had June 2nd of 2025. This video is coming out in your morning, on your Tuesday morning of June 3rd. 2025. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, drop it a like. If you did not, drop it a dislike. If you guys want to see more videos like this, then hit the sub button and you will see more. Other than all that stuff, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
I ain't got no more talking.